A beauty shop on 2nd Street in Jackson Ward, Richmond. 19 years in that chair, and Ernestine said the same 4 words every time. Just clean it up. Long enough to read every jet in that shop twice, torn covers and all. Then a younger black stylist looked at her in the mirror and said, "Nobody in here is cutting this for your face." 2 hours later, she could not start her car. 10 inches came off, and the years went with them. A haircut does not change a black woman's face. It changes where the eye lands. Number 1 is the cut that stops hiding you. Stay with me. Number 10, the blunt bob cut level with the jaw. Walk into any black shop on a Saturday, and this is the press or the relaxer worn short. Cut hard across the bottom. No feathering, no wispy ends. One clean line sitting exactly where the jaw turns. Most stylists soften the ends on an older black woman because they think soft reads as gentle. On a mature head, soft reads as thin. When the perimeter of a bob breaks into fine points, the eye reads the edge of the hair as the edge of the face itself. A blurred edge hands an older black woman a blurred jaw. Here is why that blunt line works on black women. The eye borrows structure wherever it can find it. Give it a hard horizontal at the jaw, and it reads that jaw as sharp, whether or not the jaw underneath has held. And it costs an older black woman nothing extra in the chair. The weight comes out of the inside, never the outside. Ask for the interior thinned and the perimeter left solid. The ends stay thick where they show, and the bulk leaves where it swells. Black women in Jackson Ward wore this line for decades off a pressing comb and a tin of royal crown. The shape is not new. What is new is how few chairs will cut it clean for a black woman anymore. This one suits black women with long, oval, and square faces. On a round face, drop the line half an inch below the jaw and part deep on one side, so it reads as a diagonal instead of a circle. Most black women keep it with a shape trim every 8 weeks, nothing in between. Number 9, the lob that stops at the collarbone, with the layers cut inside. This one is for the black woman who is not giving up her press and should not have to. It sits shorter than what most black women over 60 are wearing, and that gap is where the aging happens. Hair past the shoulder hands the eye a track to run down. On an older black woman, it starts at the crown, runs to the ends, and lands somewhere around the chest. It drags every feature of a black woman down that track with it. The jaw goes. The corners of the mouth go. Stopping the length at the collarbone cuts that track short. The eye runs out of hair while it is still on her face, so it stays there. Now the part almost no chair gets right on black hair. The layers belong inside, not on top. Layers cut into the surface of thinning hair strip the ends bare and leave a black woman with a tail. Layers cut into the interior take weight out while the outside stays thick, so the shape lifts and the ends still look full. A collarbone length also puts the eye on the neck. The neck on an older black woman is a strong line, and length hides it completely. This one suits black women with long, oval, and rectangular faces. On a round face, start the layers below the chin and never pair it with a straight fringe. Maintenance is a trim every 10 weeks in that chair. Protective styles stretch the time between presses. Before we go on, do me one small thing. Tap subscribe. This channel gets built for black women who already know the best part is not behind them. And if you want all of it written down, the guides are waiting at blackgrandmasvault.com. The link is right under this video. Hair, skin, and bath night. Everything black women keep asking me for. Now let us keep going. Number 8, the tapered natural with the crown left full. On a black woman, the sides and the nape come down close to the head. The crown stays high, defined, and allowed to be exactly what it is. This is the cut that does the most work on a black woman over 60. Height at the crown lifts the whole face upward. When the eye gets pulled to the top of an older Black woman's head, it reads everything underneath as lifted with it. The brows sit higher, the eyes open, the cheekbones come forward instead of down. On a Black woman, the taper does the second half of that job. Width at the ears is what makes a mature face read heavy. Taking the sides close removes that width and turns a wide silhouette into a tall one. And there is something here that only works on our hair. Shrinkage, which Black women have fought since childhood, is exactly what builds that crown. Coils that spring up instead of hanging down do the lifting for free. Black women have been getting this cut in shops off Central Avenue in Los Angeles since the 60s, and it has not needed a single update. This one suits Black women with oval, long, and rectangular faces. On a round face, ask for a tighter taper and more height on top, so the contrast does the elongating. Most Black women book a taper cleanup every 4 weeks. Daily is water, a leave-in, and your hands. Number 7, the clean taper at the nape of the neck. This is the part of your own head you will never see, and on a Black woman past 60, it does more than the front. Stand an older Black woman in profile with a heavy, blunt weight line sitting on her neck. On that Black woman, the head, the neck, and the shoulders read as one block. No separation anywhere, and no separation reads as thickness through the whole upper body. Now take that weight off her nape and carve it clean into a Black woman's hairline. The neck appears, and here is the mechanism. The eye measures a Black woman's head against the neck under it. Give it a visible neck, and the head reads smaller. The jaw sits further from the shoulder, and the whole silhouette lengthens without one thing changing at the front. There is a second effect that has nothing to do with hair. A clean nape makes a Black woman carry her head differently. The chin comes up because the back of the neck is bare and she knows it. Posture does more for how old a body looks than anything on a shelf. This is a finish, not a cut, and an older Black woman has to ask for it by name. A stylist running behind will leave the nape soft and never mention it. This one works on Black women of every face shape. On a square jaw, ask for the nape feathered rather than cut in a sharp straight line. Maintenance is every 3 to 4 weeks, along with your taper. Number 6, the finger wave, bob set close to the head. Finger waves came out of Black shops in the 1920s and 30s, and nothing has ever replaced what they do. The bob gives the structure. Carved close to the skull in an S, the waves lay horizontal lines straight across the widest part of a Black woman's face. Here is why that matters to a Black woman at 60 and past it. Everything about aging pulls vertical. Lines run down, volume falls down. The corners of the mouth turn down. A wave running horizontally across a Black woman's cheekbone cuts across every one of those vertical lines and stops the eye dead in the middle of her face. The second thing is light. The ridge of a wave catches light, the valley holds shadow, and a face gains dimension no flat style can produce. This is why the Black women photographed in Harlem in that period still look carved out of something solid. Now the honest part. This one needs a stylist who can truly set a wave, and a satin scarf on the nightstand every night. This one suits Black women with oval and heart-shaped faces. On a round face, ask for deeper waves set on a diagonal instead of flat across, so the line lengthens instead of circling. Maintenance is a reset in that chair every 5 to 6 weeks. Before number 5. Everything so far has been about where the length stops. The next 5 are a different thing entirely. They are about what a cut does to the parts of an older Black woman's face that change the most after 60. The temples of a Black woman, the hairline, the jaw. Number 2 has never once been offered to you in that chair, and number 1 ends the argument. Keep going. Number 5, the soft fringe parted down the middle and swept to both sides. On straight hair, this is a trend. On natural texture, on a Black woman past 60, it is a repair. Here is what is happening at the hairline. On Black women, the temples and the front edges thin first. Decades of tight braids, sew-ins, and pulled-back styles take their payment there, and no oil is putting it back. Now watch what a fringe does. Instead of growing an edge back, a Black woman builds a new one where the hair is still dense at the center of the forehead and lets it fall soft on both sides. The eye reads that soft line as her hairline. On a Black woman, the thin corners fall behind it and out of the picture completely. A soft line across the forehead also breaks up the lines already sitting there and shades the upper face, so the eyes become the brightest thing on it. On coily texture, the fringe blends into the pattern instead of sitting stiff. That is why it reads as effortless on Black women and fussy on everybody else. This one suits Black women with round, square, and oval faces. On a heart-shaped face, keep it very light and feathered, or it widens the top. Maintenance is a fringe trim every 3 weeks, and most Black shops will do that between appointments for almost nothing. Number 4, the Afro with the weight taken out of the inside. Every Black woman who has worn a full natural past a certain length knows the moment. The shape that used to stand up on her head starts sitting down. It spreads at the sides and flattens on top, so slowly that a Black woman blames her products. It is not your products. It is weight. Density that has grown past what the coil can carry, so the coil gives up and lies down. For a Black woman, the fix is not cutting the shape smaller. It is going inside the shape and removing weight without touching the outline. A stylist takes it out in sections under the surface, so the silhouette stays where it was and the load comes off. What happens next is the part Black women do not expect. The coils spring. The hair that was collapsing lifts, because now it carries less than it can hold. Definition comes back without one product changing, and the shape holds its height weeks longer between appointments. This is also the cut that finally lets shrinkage work in a Black woman's favor, for the first time since she was a child in somebody's kitchen chair. This one suits Black women with oval, long, and rectangular faces. On a round face, keep the height directly on top and refuse extra width at the sides. Maintenance is a shaping every 5 to 6 weeks. Number 3, the locks cut into a bob that swings at the jaw. This one is for the Black woman who has carried her locks for years and has started to feel them carrying her. Long locks are heavy, real weight hanging off the scalp, pulling the whole line of an older Black woman's head toward the floor. On a Black woman, the eye follows that drop exactly the way it follows length on a press. Cut those same locks to the jaw, and it reverses. The weight comes off the root. The ends stop at the jaw and hand the face a border. And because a lock has body that a single strand does not, the ends flip instead of hanging flat, which puts movement exactly where a mature face wants it. Micro-sized locks do this best on Black hair. The finer the lock, the lighter the swing. Then there is the color. Dark locks on a Black woman create a contrast that photographers have built entire careers on. It is not that the locks flatter the face. It is that the face is finally being given something dark enough to stand against. This one works on Black women of every face shape. Move the part off-center by about 1 inch, and the whole thing softens. Maintenance is a retwist on your normal cycle and a shape trim every 10 to 12 weeks. Number 2, the press cut short behind one ear and left long at the other jaw. Almost nobody is going to offer this to a Black woman over 60, and it is the strongest thing on this list that does not involve going short. Every symmetrical cut draws a horizontal line across a Black woman's face. Horizontal lines widen. On a face that has softened at the jaw, a horizontal line is the last thing you want drawn across it. An asymmetric cut replaces that horizontal with a diagonal, short and tucked on one side, longer and forward on the other. Now, the eye does not travel across a Black woman's face. It travels down and across it, and a diagonal is longer than a straight line, so the face reads longer too. On a black woman, the short side exposes one ear, one temple, and one clean line of jaw. Exposure reads as confidence, and confidence gets read as youth long before anybody counts a wrinkle. The tucked side is the practical side. It stays out of your way, it holds when the humidity comes, and it gives you somewhere to put a gold earring. Black women in shops off Ferris Street in Jackson have worn this line for years, and it has never looked dated. This one suits black women with oval, round, and square faces on a long face. Keep the difference between the two sides small, no more than 1.5 inches. Maintenance is every 6 weeks, and a black woman has to have both sides cut in one appointment or the line drifts. Number 1. The cut worn, close to the head, in full silver, with the hairline drawn clean. This is the one that ends every argument about looking younger, and it does it by refusing the question. Start with the shape. When the hair comes down close on a black woman, nothing is left on the head to compete with her face. No length pulling down, no width pushing out. What is left is bone. And here is the part black women are never told. As a face ages, the soft tissue moves and the bone underneath comes forward. On black women, that structure is the architecture the whole face was built on. High cheekbones, a strong temple, a jaw that holds its line. On an older black woman, a close cut hides none of it, so all of it becomes the feature. Then the hairline, a drawn edge, shaped by somebody who knows what they are doing, puts a clean line between skin and hair. That line frames an older black woman's forehead the way a frame does a portrait, and a framed face reads as composed instead of simply older. And then the silver, the part almost every black woman gets talked out of. Gray at scalp length behaves nothing like gray at length. Close to the head, it catches light from every angle, and because gray never comes in one shade, you get white and silver and charcoal side by side on the same head. That is a highlight pattern. Colorists charge hundreds of dollars to fake exactly that on younger women. Ernestine walked out of that Jackson Ward shop wearing this cut. 2 hours, no color, nothing added to her at all. Her daughter called from a kitchen in Southwest Atlanta that night and asked who she was looking at. This one works on black women of every face shape. On a heart shape, keep the edges soft. On a square jaw angle, the temple line to follow the brow. On a round face, leave height on top and take the sides closer. Maintenance is every 3 weeks and about 10 minutes of a black woman's morning for the rest of her life. So that is 10 cuts for black women over 60. Everyone is doing the same job a different way, moving the eye up, moving it in, moving it forward. Not one of them makes a black woman look like a younger woman. That was never on offer, and it was never the point. What a cut like this does for a black woman is stop the hiding. 19 years of just clean it up in a Jackson Ward chair was not a style. It was a way of not being looked at. And the day somebody in that chair finally looked at Ernestine, the years did not go anywhere. They stopped being the first thing in the room. Tell me in the comments which number you are carrying into that chair and which one scared you a little. The second one is usually the right answer. If this is where you want to be and you want more of this made for black women over 60, subscribe and stay a while. And the written guides are waiting at blackgrandmasvault.com. The link is under this video. Hair, skin, and bath night, all in one place. Until next time, go and get looked at.